Hello and welcome. This is Siraj Barwani, Chief Strategy Officer at AcuityAds, a publicly held company that invented illumin, the first omni-channel journey automation platform in the ad tech industry. I'm going to be your host for this Advertising Week session today. Here with me is Ariella Nirube, CMO of Curacao. Welcome, Ariella. So delighted you could join us today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely, Sarat. First of all, thank you, Sarat, for inviting me to share this panel with you today. And thank you to everyone watching for your time and especially for your interest on this topic. So a little bit about myself. My career, in a few words, multicultural marketing is what I've done my entire career. I am currently Curacao's Chief Marketing Officer. I am responsible for all customer interactions with the brand that go from the ads they see or hear, the in-store experiences our customers have, the digital interactions we create for them, but more importantly, the community engagement efforts that we deploy on an ongoing basis. Personally, I have been working in the Hispanic community for more time than I care to say, but I guess I'll have to share, for over 20 years. I'm from Mexico City. I am Latina, and Hispanic marketing is what I have done forever. I have been targeting Hispanic customers in Mexico, Latin America, and the US across multiple industries. In fact, I spent most of my career in entertainment, and just in the last 5 years, I transitioned into fintech, banking, and retail.
That's amazing, Ariella. Frankly, given the significance of being able to build a relationship with the Hispanic, US Hispanic segment in particular, and what we have seen, how large a segment of that population is, it's almost 20% of the US population now. Almost every marketer is faced with trying to figure out how to make the connection in a culturally relevant way. And I can't think of a more relevant marketing executive who's actually been able to successfully achieve that with a brand that has been operating in that segment for almost 4 decades or more, actually. And so I'm so happy, I'm so excited, and I'm sure our audience will be very interested in figuring out and learning from your experiences. So with that, would you please describe what is Curacao and its role in the Hispanic community?
Absolutely. So Curacao, as it's properly said, is an island, but we happen to take that name for our retail company. We are officially a top 50 retailer that is located in the West. We employ over 2,000 people, over 13 brick and mortar stores located across California, Arizona, and Nevada. But also, we have launched several years now and successfully thriving our online platform. But more than a retailer, we actually are a lender, and one who has played a very, very important role in providing the Hispanic community with access to credit options for the purchase of home goods, electronics, and furniture, anything they need to get a jump start in their lives through our proprietary credit. Now, I have to say that what's very unique about us is the fact that we offer this credit to new immigrant families as well as underserved communities that banks simply just wouldn't even lend to. We take a chance on our neighbors.
Yes. I think you are hitting on a very core need. The part that is very interesting and we would love to learn from you and our audience would love to learn from you is how have you been able to establish this level of trust with the segment and the community that is in the way you engage with them and how you work with them. I think that's really important for our audience to understand first. If you can.
Absolutely. No, not a question. So trust, as you say, that is such a keyword. You establish trust with the community, and the community will stick with you as a brand long term. Hispanics are very loyal customers, and if they feel that you truly service to their needs and you are part of their community and you are authentically engaged with them, they will stick with you for a long term. We, as I was mentioning, we took a chance on our neighbors. We gave them that jump start. We built that trust, not just showing them that we were here as a store to sell them stuff. We were here to help them understand what credit is, give them access not only to items and products and services, but access to credit education and guidance so that they can build a stronger financial future in this country, not only for themselves, but also for their families. And we do that in three very basic ways. The first one, we provide them access to credit. As I was mentioning before, other banks will never even lend to this demographic. Second one, we help them build that credit history through that credit, but also through education, as I was mentioning before.
Yes.
We teach them why is credit important and what it takes to build that credit. But lastly, and this is the trust factor, the most important one also, is that for the neediest of this community, we created that direct assistance program that we partner with local Hispanic and multicultural nonprofit organizations. One of them, just to name one, is Casa Libre, where we donate furniture and appliances to truly impoverished families who just simply wouldn't be able to function. They just simply need a helping hand. So we're in it not just for the taking, but we're in it for the giving and the collective growth of the community.
No, that is so important. I think the next part to look at is how you've been able to really broaden the services, not just for the purposes of selling things, but just the fact how Curacao has become a fabric of their community. Why don't you talk about all the other things you are doing? Because really, they think of your stores as almost like a community center, right? What are all those things you do to engage them? I think that's very fabulous too. You want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Absolutely. So I can honestly say that we wrote the playbook on how to attract Hispanic audiences. And our secret is focusing on building those relationships with the community, with that trust key factor that we mentioned before, so that we literally secure a very long lifetime value with our customers. In fact, I am very proud to say that our customers, many of them, a big percentage of our customer database has been shopping with us for over 20 years.
Oh, impressive.
So, thank you. So with this, we really see this as a way of a commitment where we pay it forward. First, we have multiple programs that guarantee to them that the price and interest that they pay will never be higher than those offered by competitors. So that already builds the trust that, okay, if I buy something here, I'm not going to go somewhere else and see it cheaper. But if I see it cheaper, they can come back and we will not only give them their money back on the difference, but we will further discount with an additional discount by 10% of the difference. And we do the same even with the interest rate. We reduce it by 1/4 of a point if they find an interest rate or they're offered an interest rate that is lower. But more importantly, we, as you were mentioning, we want to make our stores experiential centers, community centers, where people come to get engaged with us, and not only with our products and services, but just engage with the store as an environment. We play the music that, fills their heart. We engage the little ones in our custom created kid zones with school age activities. We engage the older ones with cooking classes, product demonstrations, or educational seminars. And all the way to funding the community programs that truly impact the community, such as recently, obviously COVID has hit all of us, and we were the first privately held corporation to come out and partner with the city into bringing COVID vaccination with no need for documentation or insurance or any type of paperwork. Just show up, get your shot, get vaccinated, get protected. We conducted over a 2-month period more than 30 different vaccination events, 2 of them being massive vaccination events where we vaccinated a total of almost 4,000 people. And according to the city, it was one of the most successful, privately held, community-focused for the Hispanic and multicultural communities, customers that they have ever seen in the whole COVID era.
Very nice. Aren't your employees also a reflection of the community you represent?
Oh God, that's actually one of the most important things. We are authentically multicultural just by the nature of who works in this company. You can see I'm the CMO. I'm from Mexico City, born, raised, and educated, as Mexican as it gets. We build trust by building this company, this business around the community. We hire within the community and we service the community with people from the community. So
very nice. Very
all
nice.
around
Yeah,
experience.
there's no better way to demonstrate commitment, frankly. It's fantastic. So now you mentioned about COVID and the vaccination and so forth. Obviously, very nice, because you're making sure that the community is healthy and so forth, part and parcel of being part of the community. How did the pandemic impact your business?
Well, the pandemic, just like everyone else, really impacted our business strategy as we had to pivot very quickly into the online platform. We were very lucky because we were awarded, the nomination or the ability to continue to operate as, as a business that, because we offer computers, we were considered an essential business. But a lot of people weren't comfortable coming to the stores during this pandemic. So we were very successful at quickly transition our customers from our physical store environment into our online environment. In fact, we saw e-commerce sales and web traffic increase tenfold over the last 10 months and continues, by the way. Yeah. In fact, our online store has become one of our top 5 most profitable stores to date. So now, this wasn't just by chance. You have to be prepared, right? Because when the wave comes, if you're not trained to, and you don't have your surfboard ready and you're trained and you're in shape to be able to, kind of like ride the wave, ride with it, then you sink underneath. And that's what happened to a lot of businesses that just weren't ready to really transition customers online. But we have been working on really building and expanding our online capabilities for the last 3 years. And now we have made e-commerce and online expansion our number 1 corporate priority.
I can see why, right? Because from a store network of roughly 13 stores in 3 states, going online and offering e-commerce literally gives you a national footprint, right? Which is strategically an amazing thing for you to do, which means the growth potential is significant at this point for you, right? The other part is, as one of the things that you have mentioned is the trust that you have built with the community, which means everything you do for them, and therefore the way you leverage your information, financial information, their data, their capacities, their aptitudes in terms of the ability to afford things and so forth, that gives you some strategic leverage, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And with that leverage, what are you able to do? How are you expanding access for that community so that they feel that they should be trusting you with all this data?
So just like we're talking about online expansion, right? We, as the saying goes, information is power. And for us at Curacao, we view our trusted customer information as an asset that truly provides us with the insight we need to better serve and help better serve our customers in their own terms so that we can improve our offerings based on the data that we collect. So we know what they buy, we know when they buy, how often they buy, whether they prefer to buy in person or they want to buy online, and how they prefer to pay, and more importantly, how well they pay. So with all of this information, we develop and we create business value through the development of multiple products and services that are specifically created to cater to them. So going back to the trust question, customers trust us with their information because we have kept it safe for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that this information, we have been safeguarding it for all of this time. They have never seen a breach. Just like you've seen with other competitors, like information breaches and just challenges that they have with their customer data. We have, knock on wood, never in the 40 years that we've been in business experienced any data breaches.
I
So
think that is
customers truly
obviously
trust us.
critical, right? That's
It
obviously
is
very critical. And it's the
absolutely.
consistency with which you safeguard what people trust you with is obviously extremely important. It's the part of the brand equity you've built, right?
Correct.
Now describe, now that you have that, and you have that asset, how are you expanding access for them?
So we recently launched our buy now, pay later fintech platform, which is called QuickBenji. And we're looking to launch also a new business vertical called entry loans, where we're expanding the reach of our customers into, outside of our four walls, because our credit offerings currently restrain them from just buying inside whatever is in our four walls. But with this QuickBenji or the entry personal loans, they will be able to take cash out. And again, we select the customers that we believe are the best customers to offer these particular products and services, so that they can go and utilize their money in other different means.
Of
Now,
course.
another way.
Yes, go ahead. No, please.
No, another way, I was going to say another way in which we look to add more value to our customers is that we expand our credit offerings by partnering with certain brands, so that we can offer them experiences that they couldn't have had if they didn't have access to our credit offerings. So one of those big brands that we're very, very happy to have been, partners for several years now is Disney. Many of our customers don't have the means to go to the park and pay $150 per ticket for a family of 6 or 7, right? If you put in the tia and the abuelo, which means the aunt and the grandparent. So if this family wants to go to Disney, they don't have the disposable income to go and make such a big payment at the door. What we do is we partner with Disney to allow us to sell those tickets in our stores and put them on their Curacao credit, so that they can make small $25 payments a month and still be able to enjoy life today and not someday.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We love that. So, you really have, the Curacao brand has some amazing advantages at this point in the way you described it. You captured it amazingly well. Love it. You have the trust, how you become part of the community and the fabric. They trust you for everything you are doing for them. And it is all about the give and take that goes together, right? You're very clear that you're there for them. You have a platform which is based on financials, the funding and the servicing and so forth that you provide, including all of the new financial products that you're offering, the buy now, pay later, the paying on installment and so forth, and the guarantees on, interest rates and so forth. That gives you even broader footprint to approach customers who are otherwise not able to take advantage of the services you provide. To provide broader access on top of it, you are now extending it to services way beyond the stuff that's actually sold through your stores or even online, right?
Right.
Now, take a look at what the next 3 to 5 years look like for you. Given what you have, given the data you have, given the relationships you have, what could you be doing?
That is a great question, Sarag, because, and right on the money, because we're absolutely looking to expand, first and foremost, our credit servicing and e-commerce footprint nationwide. Now, we do have a robust e-commerce business with sales across multiple states, many where, as you know, we don't even have a physical presence, yet
Yeah.
people are engaging with our website. But we definitely want to expand our credit offerings to more underbanked and underrepresented multicultural communities nationwide. We have and will continue to make significant investments in technology to drive our online customer acquisition efforts. So now more than ever, we're actually interested in developing the right partnerships with brands and vendors. So I have to say, one of the biggest opportunities that we see and the biggest possibilities we see is that we're currently exploring a partnership with Acuity. Why? Because we see Acuity as an expert in the Latin American and Hispanic, US Hispanic business that can provide that extension, that national footprint that we can tap into in order to create these mutually beneficial relationships with other brands. So that way, our customers, just like we did with Disney, will be able to have access to other products and services that are beyond our servicing scope in a way.
Yes, yes. I think to make it more clear for our audiences who might be familiar with partnerships of a similar nature, what Walmart has actually done or what Walgreens has done or some of the others are actually doing, trying to figure out how they can leverage their data set on their customers and expand the media footprint beyond their own four walls or their own media access so that the brands and partners outside can reach your audiences and are able to provide the access and the benefits that you can provide under the Curacao umbrella, especially because you have the financial coverage and the credit coverage that you're able to provide, which means you have that much more confidence in who you are lending and so forth, right? And so I think that offers so much benefit that, frankly, I couldn't be more delighted to really be partnering with you and your company because there's so much we can do. As you pointed out, frankly, our US Hispanic coverage is significant in terms of media. And when you combine that with the first party data coming from Curacao, I think this could be the perfect hand and glove fit in terms of helping you expand the business horizon for you. And it's really a very symbiotic relationship in the way both your customers benefit, the way you described it, and the way the advertisers could benefit. Ariella,
Absolutely.
this has been such a delight. I really enjoyed, as I have always done in the past. As you know, we have really done so many different things. And frankly, the future is looking so much brighter in terms of what we can do together. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure our audience has taken away some amazing lessons from you and from your experience. Frankly, there are two
Thank
or
you.
three things that are so core to the lessons that you delivered today. One, first, you have to demonstrate that you care, that you really care about the audience segment and the community, especially in the US Hispanic segment and the multicultural segments. It is so critical. They are so social. They really believe what you do. They watch your actions more so than what you say.
Right.
Second, you really are giving them a much broader coverage and the footprint in terms of the part of their lives that you touch, which is not just what you sell, but it's also all of the ways in which you can help them, basically in terms of like worrying about their families, their children, their health coverage and care and so forth. All of that matters, right? And then when you do that, they're willing to give you the benefit of their information, their trust, their consent. And I think this, in today's world, when all of the avenues of customer data and tracking are coming to a closure, as you all know, having that kind of a first party relationship is just absolutely gold for you
I
and for your brand and it speaks volumes in terms of the sustainability of your business. So I congratulate
Not
you,
agree more.
and I'm so happy for you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Sarah. I absolutely am very excited about the potential of this partnership, and I genuinely believe that first-party data is the present, is not the future, and we need to figure out a way for all of us as brands to share and collaborate so that all of our first-party data can build up to for marketers to be able to tap into the right customers, because without that, there's not much we can do. So I'm very excited to partner with you, very excited to partner with all of our viewers today. And thank you again so much for inviting me to this amazing space. And I hope you all enjoyed our conversation.
Great. Have a pleasant day. Bye now.
Thank you.